Project charter is an important project document because a proper project should not start without a project charter. A project should not start without a project charter that has been approved by the project sponsor. For a project charter to be formal, it has to be approved by the project sponsor who has a direct authority or who holds a proxy of the project performing organization, or who holds a proxy of the project owner, or a proxy of the client, a client who is the owner of the project outcome. According to the Project Management Institute, PMI for short, according to the PMI's Project Management Body of Knowledge, PMBOK for short, project sponsor refers to the person or group of persons who provide resources and support for the project and is accountable for enabling success. Project sponsor, in essence, can be viewed as the project owner. It is usually an organization's senior management or a specific functional manager within an organization under whose functional unit the project domiciles. Project charter refers to the first formal project document or project management artifact by the project sponsor that defines a project and authorizes the existence of a project, its project manager, and its committed resources. According to the PMI's PMBOK, project charter refers to a document that formally authorizes the existence of a project and provides the project manager with the authority to apply enterprise resources to project activities. Project charter is created by the project sponsor. However, in reality, it is created by the project manager and authorized by the project sponsor. But it remains a project sponsor document. In formal projects, it is sort of a legal document. That is, it is a contract between the project sponsor and the project manager. In and within an organization, it is a document that elevates the project manager's authority over the project resources above their normal operational organizational reporting lines. That is, for the organizational resources that are allocated or assigned or seconded to the project, it puts in abeyance or suspends the resources line responsibilities and accountability according to the normal organizational structure for the duration of the project. It is created or developed on the basis of the approved business case, project objectives, project requirements, or statement of work. The project charter, in essence, defines the project in high-level terms. It identifies both the project sponsor and the project manager for a potential project, and it formalizes a contract between the two. The contract being that the former will support the project by providing or authorizing the provision of all the required resources to the project. And the latter, being the project manager, in turn will utilize such resources responsibly to meet the project objectives and deliver the project outcome within the agreed and stipulated parameters. The generic project charter sections include the cover page, table of contents, document details section, the purpose statement, the project description, project justification, high-level requirements, high-level scope, high-level schedule or milestones, high-level budget, constraints, assumptions, project sponsor, and project manager. This is the generic project charter structure, which includes some of the project charter structure sections as recommended by the PMI's PMBOK. We will use as an example a project that is undertaken to build a custom steel gate. The project is undertaken by Steelworks Manufacturing, and it is about building a custom steel gate for a customer. The charter, section by section, using the custom steel gate building project as an example is as follows. The first section being the cover page. Cover page provides document identity by providing basic information about a document. That is, stating basic information that identifies a document or a report. A cover page would normally display the organizational logo and the name of the organization. It will also specify the name of the document. In this case, it is a project charter. Then it will also specify the name of the project. The project charter cover page section for our example project could be as illustrated, with the organizational logo or the name of the organization, Steelworks Manufacturing in this case. In the cover page, the document name is also specified, the name of the document being project charter in this case, and the name of the project, which is custom 2 meter by 3 meter manual sliding gate project. As you notice that the project name is descriptive. It has to be as descriptive as possible, even before delving into the nitty-gritties of the charter. The project name should contain adequate details about the project and its intended outcome. Project name, if possible, should always reflect the project concept or the project objectives, or even the project requirements. Then next is the table of contents section. Table of contents provides an overview of the document. It provides an overview of the document's contents. This section tabulates the rest of the document sections, including their page numbers, for quick access and for quick referencing. The project charter table of contents section for our example project could be as illustrated, displaying or showing all the document sections together with their positions in the document as indicated by their respective page numbers. As you can see that the contents are tabulated from the project document details section, which is located in page number Roman figure 2 in the document, all the way to the project assumptions section located in page 5, the project sponsor section also in page 5, and the project manager section located in the same page 5. Also note that all the pages of the project charter have a uniform heading depicting the organization name, the project name, and the name of the document being project charter in our example. Document details is the next section. This is about document information concerning the subject matter, persons and entities concerned, including the author and the audience and other role players, version details and version status. Document details that are specified in this section include the document name, the project name, the project sponsor and the project steering committee members, the project manager and the project team members. While for large and complex projects, it may only be necessary to specify only the team leads instead of specifying every project team member. Also included in this document details section is the document version control and the document version approval. The project charter document details section for our example project could be as illustrated, with the document details clearly specified. The document name is project charter. The project name is custom 2 meter by 3 meter manual sliding steel gate project. The steering committee members, as led by the project sponsor Melusi Masego, are Andrei Lodevik, Petros Majola, Teresa Naidu, Kula Matlangu, and Michael Khalane. And the project team members, as led by the project manager Michael Khalane, are Gertrude Kubai, Teresa Naidu, Jacob Smith, and Azui Mudau. Document version control, this document has got only one version, that's version 1, dated the 5th of the 7th, and it is authored by the project manager, Michael Mgemane, and its description was to create the project charter. Document version approval. This document was approved on the 9th of the 7th. Several steering committee members are signatories to the approval of this document, as led by the project sponsor, Melusi Maseko, and a representative for the client being Andre Lodewijk, and a rep for the steering committee being Teresa Naidu, and the project manager being Michael Mgemane. Purpose statement section. Purpose statement entails summarizing the objective and the use of the project charter document. It is a brief declaration or pronouncement on what the document covers and how it is used in the course of business that it is constituted for. The project charter purpose statement section for our example project could be as illustrated, with the purpose statement clearly written as follows. This document, the project charter, in the main formally authorizes the start of this project, custom 2 meter by 3 meter manual sliding steel gate project, and formally authorizes the appointment of this project's project manager by the project sponsor. It covers all the known, verified, and approved high-level aspects of the project. It defines the project in high-level terms, and as a result, it provides guidance to the development of the detailed project plans by the project team and by the project manager. The document, and any of its versions, is only valid if approved and signed off by the authorized project steering committee members. Likewise, it can only be changed or amended through the project change control process that is overseen by the project steering committee. The document is used by the project steering committee in the governance of the project. The document is mainly used by the project team and by the project manager for the purpose of ensuring that the project activities are aligned and only aligned to meeting the project requirements and consequently to fulfilling the project objectives. The document is accessible to all authorized project stakeholders. Then the next section is project description. Project description entails the description of the project in high-level terms. The project charter project description section for our example project could be as illustrated, with the project description clearly written as follows. To design, construct, transport and install a custom 2 meter by 3 meter manual sliding steel gate at Mr. Andre Lodewijk's residence at number 16 Elite Crescent, Prestige Estate. The measurements to be carried out on site at Mr. Andre Lodewijk's residence by Steelworks structural engineer. The design to be carried out in-house using Steelworks operations facilities by Steelworks structural engineer. The construction or manufacturing to be carried out in-house using Steelworks operations facilities by Steelworks cutting, welding and finishing teams as per the project schedule. The transportation to be carried out using Steelworks transportation or transport facilities by Steelworks transport team as per the project schedule. The installation to be carried out on site at Mr. Andre Lodewijk's residence by Steelworks installation team under the supervision of the Steelworks structural engineer as per the project schedule. Then the next section is project justification. Project justification entails the brief summary of the project business case. While the business case concept simply refers to a justification for a proposed project or for a proposed undertaking on the basis of its expected commercial benefit or organizational benefit. An organizational project should first be feasible and then viable. It should be doable and it should be worthwhile. However, viability in the case of projects is that organizational projects should make business sense. Business sense in that their outcome should provide support or enable organizations' operations in being effective and efficient, which in essence should lead to the organization's commercial benefit. Business sense could also be in that the project itself, which is the project and its outcome, should lead to the organization's profitability or the organization's commercial benefit. Business sense could also be in that the project is for the purpose of compliance with the legislative requirements, with the bylaws, prescripts, with the government regulations, with the licensing conditions, with environmental considerations, etc., which ensures the continued legal operability of the organization. The project charter project justification section for our example project could be as illustrated, with the project justification clearly written as follows. Mr. Andrei Lodevik, a customer, has placed an order for a custom 2 meter by 3 meter manual steel sliding gate. As this is in line with Steelworks' business model, where one of the operations lines is bespoke steel products manufacturing using project's EPC approach and methodology. Therefore, the custom 2 meter by 3 meter manual sliding steel gate project is within the operational capabilities of Steelworks manufacturing, and as a result, it is feasible. The preliminary costing of the project indicates a total project budget of 71,956, including 10% profit margin, to the value of 6,541, which is a billable amount to the customer, and the customer has committed to this amount. See custom 2 meter by 3 meter manual sliding steel gate project contract in the annexure. The 71,956 is made up of 59,468 project cost estimate, 5,949 and 80 cents contingency reserves, which is 10% of the project cost estimate, which makes the actual project budget to be 65,415 and 6,541 profit margin, which is 10% of the project budget. The realizable 10% profit margin is well within the Steelworks policy prescription of bespoke steel products manufacturing hurdle rate. As a result, the project is viable. Then the next section is the high-level requirements section. High-level requirements entail outcome deliverables, which can be product deliverables or service deliverables, depending on the type of a project or on the objective of a project. Therefore, high-level requirements entail outcome deliverables or project deliverables, both at high level. Outcome deliverables entail the expected outcome of the project on the basis of predefined requirements. The attributes of the project outcome are listed or tabulated as a checklist for the project outcome end user to accept the project outcome or to reject the project outcome. Project deliverables, on the other hand, entail the manner in which every phase of the project will be executed, and more importantly, the caliber of every project milestone to be reached at the completion of each project phase. The milestones of each project phase are listed or tabulated as a checklist for the project steering committee to accept the project phase's deliverables, which are the project milestones, or to render the project phase's deliverables as being unacceptable. the project phase gate status report, and the demonstration or the evidence of work completed at the completion of each project phase constitute the project deliverables. The project charter high-level requirements section for our example project could be as illustrated, with the high-level requirements clearly written as follows. The product deliverable for this project will consist of designed, constructed, transported, installed, and properly functioning custom 2 meter by 3 meter manual sliding steel gate at Mr. Andre Lodewijk's residence at number 16 Elite Crescent, Prestige Estate, signed off by the client as per the signed off custom 2 meter by 3 meter manual sliding steel gate project design. The product deliverables for this project will consist of phase gate reports, signed off by the project steering committee and the client at the end of each project phase. That is the completion of each project milestone in the following order: gate design completion, gate structure building completion, gate finishing completion, gate installation completion, and gate completing and testing completion. Then the next section is high-level scope section. High-level scope entails the scope inclusions, which is in scope, and the exclusions, which is out of scope, of the project work and the project outcome. The project charter high-level scope section for our example project could be as illustrated, with the high-level scope clearly written as follows. In scope, the main structure of the custom 2 meter by 3 meter manual sliding steel gate will be made of pure steel with galvanized steel corners and stainless steel mesh for the interior. See custom 2 meter by 3 meter manual sliding steel gate project design in the annexure. All the finishings will be in pure copper. Also see custom 2 meter by 3 meter manual sliding steel gate project design in the annexure. Out of scope, gate automation. Then the next section is the high-level schedule or milestone section. High-level schedule entails a tabulation of project phases and their respective milestones. It is a timetable of project phases showing their starting times and finishing times, or their starting dates and finishing dates, also demonstrating their respective durations. The sum total of the project phases durations do not add up to the total project duration. This is due to the critical path factor. Some activities of the project phases lie on the project critical path. Well, we have a dedicated video on the project critical path on this Real Institute channel. You may access and view it to get a better understanding of the critical path and the critical path method. Because not all the activities of individual project phases lie on the project critical path, therefore some activities are executed concurrently or in parallel. The project charter high-level schedule or milestones section for our example project could be as illustrated. The custom 2 meter by 3 meter manual sliding steel gate project is scheduled to start on Monday the 1st of September and finish on Friday the 26th of September, thus being constituted of a 20 days duration. The project is subdivided into 5 phases, the phases being designing, purchasing, building, finishing, and installing. The first phase of the project, which is designing, is scheduled to start on Monday the 1st of September and finish on Thursday the 4th of September, thus being constituted of a 4-day duration. The purchasing phase, which is the second phase of the project, is scheduled to commence on Friday, the 5th of September, and finish on Thursday, the 18th of September, thus being constituted of a 10-day duration. The third phase, which is building, is scheduled to start on Tuesday, the 9th of September, and finish on Thursday, the 11th of September, thus being constituted of a 3 days duration. The fourth phase, which is finishing, is scheduled to commence on Friday, the 12th of September, and finish on Wednesday, the 24th of September, thus being constituted of a 7 days duration. And the last phase, being installing phase, is scheduled to commence or to start on Monday, the 8th of September, and to finish on Friday, the 26th of September, thus being constituted of a 6 days duration. This schedule or timetable may seem like it is not correct. It is perfectly correct, and it makes better sense when you view a detailed schedule with a demonstration of the project phases activities that fall on the critical path and those that do not fall on the project critical path. Then the next section is the high-level budget section. High-level budget entails initial cost estimates per project phase. Then on the basis of these initial cost estimates per project phase, the contingency reserve is calculated. So is the management reserves, if it is applicable, and the enterprise profit margin or the organization profit margin, if there is any that is required. We do have a video on project cost management planning or on project budgeting on this Real Institute channel. To appreciate project budgeting and its constituents, such as the contingency reserves and the management reserves, you may access and view the said video. The project charter high-level budget section for our example project could be as illustrated. The project cost estimates are first demarcated into individual phases. That is, for each project phase, costs are estimated to cover the direct materials to be used or consumed within a phase. Also, the cost estimates for the direct labor or human resources, and the cost estimates for overheads, which may include the cost of capital resources and any other indirect project cost, including the project manager's remuneration, are calculated or estimated. As you can see that for our example project, the estimated direct material cost for the first phase, which is designing phase, is 700, whereas the direct labor cost estimate is 6,000, and the indirect cost or overhead cost estimate is 826, with the total designing phase estimated cost being 7,526. The same logic is applicable for the rest of the project phases. As you can see, the building phase has an estimated cost of 23,530. The finishing phase with an estimated cost of 13,146. Whereas the installing phase has an estimated cost of 15,269. And then the total cost estimate for all the four phases being 59,469. The contingency reserve is estimated at 5,949, which is 10% of the 59,469, which is the estimated cost for the four project phases. The total estimated cost plus the contingency reserve being 65,415. The profit margin that is calculated at 10% of the above total is 6,541. When these two last numbers are added together, they make up the project budget of 71,959. Then the next section is the project constraints section. Project constraints entail all known limitations to the successful completion of the project and its outcome. There are 4 generic or already accepted project constraints in every project, and as a result, they are not stated as project constraints in the project charter. And these are the scope, time, cost, and quality. Any other limitation that is peculiar and specific to a particular project should be stated in reasonable detail in the project charter. In a space project, the availability of astronauts could be noted as a constraint. The project charter project constraint section for our example project could be as illustrated. The main constraint of this project is that it has to be finished within the project schedule baseline critical path, as some project team members have already been allocated to other projects and other team members are leaving Steelworks Manufacturing employ at the end of this project. That is, any delay that will affect the project schedule baseline critical path will affect the project with regards to the resources, that is the human resources availability. Then the next section is the project assumptions section. Project assumptions are the project standard or normal conditions. Project assumptions entail all the factors that are assumed or taken for granted to be in place if the project and its outcome are to be successfully completed. If these assumed to be in place factors, for any reasons, may not be in place during the project undertaking, the project execution or its outcome may be adversely affected. In a house building project, the availability of bricks in the retail sector and the availability of bricklayers in the job market is considered an assumption. Bricks are not a scarce commodity and bricklayer is not a scarce skill. Actually, there's always an oversupply of bricklayers and the house building project will not be disadvantaged or constrained by the availability or non-availability of bricklayers. The project charter project assumptions section for our example project could be as illustrated. The critical project assumption is that all the designated project team members will remain in the employ of Steelworks Manufacturing, will report for duty as expected for the duration of the project. And the next section is the project sponsor section. Project sponsor section entails the detailed authority and the responsibility of the project sponsor in the project. The project charter project sponsor section for our example project could be as illustrated. The project sponsor of this project is effectively the enterprise authorized owner or management representative on this project with 3 delegated authorities and 2 delegated responsibilities. The first delegated authority to the project sponsor is to appoint and manage the project manager. The second delegated authority to the project sponsor is to convene and chair the project governance forum, which is the steering committee. And the third delegated authority to the project sponsor is to allocate all the required enterprise resources to the project manager and the project team to meet the project requirements and fulfill the project objectives. The first delegated responsibility to the project sponsor is to ensure that this project is undertaken in the best interest of both the enterprise, which is Steelworks Manufacturing, and the customer, being Mr. Andrei Lodevig. And the second delegated responsibility to the project sponsor is to ensure that the proper governance of this project is upheld and remains paramount. Then the last section is the project manager section. Project manager section entails the detailed authority and the responsibility of the project manager in the project. The project charter project manager section for our example project could be as illustrated. The project manager of this project is effectively the enterprise authorized day-to-day leader of this project with full project management authority and responsibility as stipulated in the Steelworks Project Management Office project management policy and also on the basis of the PMI's PM Box prescripts. The project manager of this project is authorized and given the responsibility for all the planning, the organization, the execution or supervision, the monitoring, the controlling and the closing activities necessary for ensuring that the project's requirements are met and this project's objectives are fulfilled under the oversight of the project sponsor and the project steering committee.